Shalom Wakazak Mashpaka. Welcome to another episode of Daily Tonic in the Word right here on GC Create TV. And I remain your humble and your usual host, Daniel Fierce Lion Yashirala. Today we are embarking on the journey from where we stopped yesterday, which is the book of Bere'shiyth chapter 46, going straight down to the last chapter, book of Bere'shiyth, which is chapter 50. And it says, and Yasharel took his journey and with all that he had, and came to Beersheba, and offered to Beersheba, and offered sacrifice unto the Elohim of his father Yitzchak. And Elohim spoke unto Yasharel in a vision of the night, and said, Jacob, Jacob. And he said, Here I am. And he said, I am El, the Elohai of your father. Fear not to go down to Mizraim, for I will there make you a great nation, and I will go down with you into Mizraim, and will also surely bring you up again. And yourself shall put his hand upon your eyes. And Yaakov rose up from Beersheba, and the sons of Yasharel carried Yaakov their father, and their little ones, and their children, and in the wagon which Pharaoh had carried him. Verse 6. And they took his cattle and their goods, which they had gotten in the land of Canaan, and came into Mizraim, Jacob and all his seeds with him, his sons and his son's son with him, and his daughters and his daughters and his son's daughters, and all his seed brought he with him into Mizraim. And these are the names of the children of Israel, of Yasharel, which came into Mizraim: Yaakov and the sons, Reuben, Jacob's firstborn, and the sons of Reuben, Shanok, Palu, and Shetron, and Carmi, and the sons of Shimon, Yemuel, and Yamin, and Ohad, and Yakin, and Sokhar, and Shaol, the son of a Canaanite woman, and the sons of Levi, Gershon, Kohath, and Merari, and the sons of Yehuda, Er, and Onan, and Shalak, and Peretz, and Zerach. But Er and Onan died in the land of Canaan, and the sons of Peretz were Shetron, and Kamun. And the sons of Yishakar, Tola, and Pua, and Yov, and Shimron. And the sons of Zebulun, Sered, and Elon, and Yakleel. And these be the sons of Leah, which she bore unto Yaakov in Padan Haram, with his daughter Dinah. And all the souls of the sons and daughters were 33. And the sons of Gad, Siphion, and Kagir, and Shuni, and Esteban, and Eri, and Arodi, and Arieli. And the sons of Asher, Jimna, and Yishva, and Yishvi, and Beriah, and Serach, their sister. And the sons of Beriah, Chevar, and Malkiel. And these are the sons of Zilpah, whom Laban gave to Leah his daughter, and this she bore unto Jacob, even 16 souls. But I want to pick a particular point from the sons of Gad. It mentioned Eri. Though majority actually who might know about the history in the land of Imo State here in Nigeria will know that the son of Gad, which is Eri, at a point, himself and his children migrated into this part of West Africa. And that is where they dwell in the land of the eastern part of Nigeria, which they claimed and they want to so-called agitate as Biafra land. But that doesn't mean that it was only Gad alone and Eri that migrated there. Some other tribes of Yasharel as well also still sojourned and mixed among them too. So let's press on. Verse 19. And the sons of Rachel, Jacob's woman, Joseph and Benjamin. And unto Joseph in the land of Mizraim were born Manasseh and Ephraim, which Asenath, the daughter of Potipharah, priest of On, bore unto him. And the sons of Benjamin were Bela, Becher, and Ashbel, and Gera, and Naam, and Naaman, Eki, and Rosh, and Mupim, and Chufim, and Ard. These are the sons of Rachel, which were born to Jacob, and all the souls were 14. And the sons of Dan, Shushem, and the sons of Naphtali, Yasht, Seel, and Guni, and Yetzer, and Shilem. These are the sons of Bilhah, which Laban gave unto Rachel his daughter, and she bore this unto Jacob. All the souls were 7. And the souls which came with Jacob into Mizraim, which came out of his loins, besides Jacob's sons' women, and all the souls were 66, which is actually, we all know that a score is 20. So 66 is 66 children. Wow. And the sons of Joseph, which were born him in Mizraim, were 2 souls. All the souls of the house of Jacob, which came into Mizraim, were 10. And he sent Yehuda before him unto El Yosef, to direct his face unto Goshen. And they came into the land of Goshen, and Joseph made ready his chariot, and went up to meet Yasharel his father, to Goshen, and presented himself unto him. And he fell on his neck and wept on his neck a good while. And Yasharel said unto El Yosef, now let me die, since I have seen your face, because you are yet alive. And Joseph said unto his brethren and unto his father's house, I will go up and show Pharaoh, and say unto him, my brethren and my father's house, which were in the land of Canaan, are come unto me, and the men are shepherds, for their trades has been to feed cattle, and they have brought their flocks and their herds and all that they have. What do you observe here in this verse 32? It was even yourself that make us know what actually was the trade of our forefathers, from where they got so much wealth which they had. It was from the trade of being a shepherd. They were dealers of livestock agriculture. They were dealers of livestock agriculture all through their lives. It was from that livestock agriculture as shepherds that they got the hundreds, the thousands of herds, the cattle, the asses, the she-asses, everything that they had, even the wealth that they had that is even making another nation to be envious of them, is all gotten from that livestock farming. So let's press on. And it shall come to pass, 33, when Pharaoh shall call you and shall say, What is your occupation? That ye shall say, your servant trade has been about cattle from our youth, even until now, both we and also our fathers, that ye may dwell in the land of Goshen. For every shepherd is an abomination unto the Mishraim. What do you observe here? Jacob was even the one telling his brothers what to say to Pharaoh. And he said, he should tell him that they have been shepherd from their youth, even from the time of their own grandfather and their great grandfathers. But what they observe is again, he said that it is also an abomination to have a shepherd in the land of Mishraim. They said that it was actually an abomination, yet the Most High Yah still made things go well with the sons of Jacob in that land of Mishraim.
For sponsorship, advert placement, please call or WhatsApp this number +234 811 731 0928.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. So let's pray to the next chapter out, which is chapter 47. Then Joseph came and told Pharaoh and said, his father and his brethren and their flocks and their herds and all that they have are come out of the land of Canaan, and behold, they are in the land of Goshen. And he took some of his brethren and even 5 men and presented them unto Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said unto his brethren, what is your occupation? And they said unto Pharaoh, your servants are shepherds, both we and also our fathers. They said moreover unto Pharaoh, for to sojourn in the land are we come, for your servants have no pasture for their flocks. For the famine is sore in the land of Canaan. Now therefore we pray you, let your servants dwell in the land of Goshen. And Pharaoh spoke unto Joseph, saying, your father and your brethren are come unto me. And the land of Mishraim is before you. In the best of the land, make your father and brethren to dwell. In the land of Goshen, let them dwell. And if you know any men of activity among them, then make them rulers over my cattle. And Joseph brought in Jacob, his father, and set him before Pharaoh. And Jacob blessed Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said unto Jacob, how old are you? And Jacob said unto Pharaoh, the days of the years of my pilgrimage are 130 years. Few and evil have the days of the years of my life been, and have not attained unto the days of the years of the life of my fathers in the days of their pilgrimage. Now, here's my question. What do you actually see about this whole thing? Can you see that even Jacob was one that is even have to bless Pharaoh? Just imagine that. Verse 10. And Jacob blessed Pharaoh and went out from before Pharaoh. And Joseph placed his father and his brethren, and gave them a possession in the land of Mizraim, in the best of the land, in the land of Ramses, as Pharaoh had commanded. And Joseph nourished his father and his brethren and all his father's household with bread and according to their families. And there was no bread in the land, for the famine was very sore, so that the land of Mizraim and all the land of Canaan faint by reason of the famine. And Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Mizraim and the land of Canaan for the grains which they bought. And Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house. And when the money failed in the land of Mizraim and the land of Canaan, all the Mizraim came unto El Joseph and said, Give us bread, for why should we die in your presence? For the money fails. And Joseph said, Give your cattle, and I will give you for your cattle if your money fail. And they brought their cattle unto El Joseph, and Joseph gave them bread in exchange for horses, and for the flocks, and for the cattle of the herds, and for the asses, and he fed them with the bread of for all their cattle for that year. And when that year was ended, they came unto him the second year and said, We will not hide it from my Adoni, how that our money is spent. My Adoni also has our herds and cattle, and there is not aught left in the sight of my Adoni, but our bodies and our lands. Therefore, shall we die before your eyes, both we and our land? Buy us and our land for bread, and we and our land will be servants unto Pharaoh, and give us seed, that we may live and not die, that the land be not desolate. And Joseph bought all the land of Mizraim for Pharaoh, for the Mizraim sold every man his field, because the famine prevailed over them. So the land became Pharaoh's. You see that? That is why even till now, in the land of Egypt, the so-called land of Egypt that we have today, all the land, despite the fact that they have a president that rules the land, they all still pay homage to Pharaoh. And as for the people, he removed them to the cities from one end of the border of Mizraim even to the other end thereof. Only the land of the priest bought he not, for the priest had a portion assigned them of Pharaoh, and did eat their portion which Pharaoh gave them. Therefore they sold not their lands. Then Joseph said unto the people, Behold, I have bought you this day and your land for Pharaoh. Lo, here is seed for you, and you shall sow the land. And it shall come to pass in the increase, that ye shall give the fifth part unto Pharaoh, and the fourth part shall be your own, and for the seed of the field, and for your food, and for them of your household, and for the food for your little ones. And they said, You have saved our lives. Let us find grace in the sight of my Adoni, and we will be Pharaoh's servants. And Joseph made it a law over the land of Mizraim unto this day, that Pharaoh should have the fifth part, except the land of the priest only, which became not Pharaoh's. And Yasharel dwelt in the land of Mizraim, in the country of Goshen, and they had possessions therein, and grew and multiplied exceedingly. And Yaakov lived in the land of Mizraim 17 years. So the whole age of Yaakov was 140 and 7 years. And the time drew near that Yasharel must die. And he called his son Joseph, and said unto him, If now I have found grace in your sight, Put, I pray you, your hand under my thigh, and deal kindly and truly with me. Bury me not, I pray you, in Mizraim, for I will lie with my fathers, and you shall carry me out of Mizraim and bury me in their burying place. And he said, I will do as you have said. And he said, swear unto me. And he swore unto him, and Yasharel bowed himself upon the bed's head. See that? That was why he had to tell him, don't even bury me here when I die. Go and bury me in the burying place of my fathers. So for those who come up with the concepts and ideas of burying people on their plot of land, is not right. The dead is meant to be buried in the burying place, not in the midst where people actually dwells.
For sponsorship and advert placement, please call or WhatsApp this number +234 811 731 0928.
Verse 48. Chapter 48. And it came to pass after these things that one told Joseph, behold, your father is sick. And he told him, and he took with him his two sons, Manasseh and Ephraim. And once told Jacob and said, behold, your son Joseph come unto you. And Yasharel strengthened himself and sat up upon the bed. And Jacob said unto Elioseph, El Shaddai appeared unto me at Luz in the land of Canaan, and blessed me, and said unto me, behold, I will make you fruitful and multiply you, and I will make you of a multitude of people, and will give this land to your seed after you for an everlasting possession. And now your two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, which were born unto you in the land of Mizraim, before I came unto you into Mizraim, are mine. As Reuben and Shimon, they shall be mine. And your issue, which you beget after them, shall be yours, and shall be called after the name of their brethren in their inheritance. And as for me, when I came up from Padan Haran, Rachel died by me in the land of Canaan, in the way, when yet there was but a little way to come upon Ephrathah, and I buried her there in the way of Ephrathah, and the same is Bethlehem, and Yasharel beheld Joseph's son and said, Whose are these? And Joseph said unto his father, These are my sons, whom Elohim has given me in this place. And he said, Bring them, I pray you, unto me, and I will bless them. Now the eyes of Yasharel were dim of age, that he could not see. And he brought them near and kissed him. And he kissed them and embraced them. And Yasharel said unto Elioseph, I had not thought to see your face, and lo, Elohim has showed me also your seed. And Joseph brought them out from between his nail, and he bowed himself with his face to the earth. And Joseph took them both, Ephraim in the right hand towards Yasharel's left hand, and Manasseh in the left hand towards Yasharel's right hand, and brought them near unto him. And Yasharel stretched out his right hand, and laid it on Ephraim's head, and who was the younger, and his left hand upon Manasseh's head, guarding his hand withinly. For Manasseh was the firstborn. And he blessed Joseph and said, Elohim, before whom my father Abraham and Ishak did walk, and Elohim which fed me all my life long unto this day, the angels which redeemed me from all evil, bless the lads, and let my name be named on them, and the name of your fathers Abraham and Ishak, and let them grow into a multitude in the beasts of the earth. And when Joseph saw that his father laid his right hand upon the head of Ephraim, it displeased him, and he held his father's hand to remove it from Ephraim's head up to Manasseh's head. And Joseph said unto his father, Not so, my father, for this is the firstborn. Put your right hand upon his head. And his father refused and said, I know it, my son, I know it. He also shall become a people, and he also shall be great. But truly his younger brother shall be greater than he, and his seed shall become a multitude of nations. Each pleased, and he blessed them that day, saying, In you shall Yasharel be blessed, saying, Elohim make you as Ephraim and as Manasseh. And he set Ephraim before Manasseh. And Yasharel said unto Elioseph, Behold, I die. But Elohim shall be with you, and bring you again unto the land of your fathers. Moreover, I have given you one portion above your brethren, which I took out of the hand of the Emory with my sword and with my bow. Chapter 39. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, Gather yourself together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. 2. Gather yourself together and hear ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Yasharel your father. Reuben, you are my firstborn, my might, and the beginning of my strength, the excellency of dignity, and the excellency of power. Look at verse 4. Unstable as water, you shall not excel, because you went up to your father's bed, then defiled it, and went up to my couch. You see that? Reuben thought what he did with one of his stepmother, he thought no one actually saw him. Not knowing that Yahweh actually have exposed it to Yasharel. And it was on the day that I was about to bless them. Instead of getting a blessing, Reuben was cursed. Reuben was cursed for that singular act. But the question here is this. Imagine if Yasharel, that's Jacob, had disciplined himself when Laban made that feast on the day he asked for his woman. If he had disciplined himself not to drink, to get tipsy, There is no how it can be dark. I repeat myself. No matter how dark it might be, if I enter a particular place with a strange woman that is not my wife, that's not my woman, I will definitely know, even though the whole place is dark without light. But it was because Yaakov had feasted with Laban and he was tipsy under the influence of alcohol. That was why he never knew that the woman that was in the room was not Rachel, his wife, but Leah. That was where the mistake actually came from. Remember that even the commandment said that we should not, it is drunkenness that Yahuwah does not want. Some people can't take wine. But when you take wine to the extent that you get drunk and you start misbehaving, then you're going against Yahuwah. It was the drunkenness of Yaakov that led to him laying with Leah. And for the fact that he has laid with Leah, he can't reverse it. He must endow her to be his wife. That is why he had to work another 7 years to get the woman that he initially desired. So the question is, if that never happened, do you think it will become a case whereby Yaakov will now love Rachel more than Leah, that made Yahuwah to now shut the womb of Rachel? If he never made that mistake of getting tipsy to take the wrong woman at night, it will not become a case whereby they'll be giving their handmaids to their own husband. It will also have gone to the case whereby the son, Reuben, would have said that since she's not my mother, she's not my mother's sister, she's just a slave to my mother. He wouldn't have gone ahead to lay with that woman. Because if initially he was in his right senses, he would have told Laban that this is not my wife, Rachel. Give me Rachel, who is my initial wife. And don't get it twisted. If that actually had happened, do you think Reuben will now look at his mother to say he wants to lay with his mother? It's not possible. The mistake actually has been done. It can be reversed. But there's always a judgment for every mistake. Let's proceed. 5. Shimon and Levi are brethren. Instruments of cruelty are in their habitation. Remember how Shimon and Levi went to destroy that whole kingdom because the prince of that land laid with their sister illegally, treated her like a harlot. Let's press on. Oh my soul, come not into their secret, unto their assembly. My honor be not united. My honor be not united. For in their anger they slew a man, and in their self-will they dug down a well. Cursed be their anger, for it was fierce, and their wrath, for it was cruel. I will divide them in Yaakov and scatter them in Yasharel. That is why we have the 12 tribes scattered among themselves, most especially the tribe of Levi. Let's press on. Verse 8. Yahuda, you are he whom your brethren shall praise. Your hand shall be in the neck of your enemies, and your father's children shall bow down before you. Yahuda is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, you are gone up and stooped down. He couched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? The scepter shall not depart from Yahuda. Don't forget, scepter actually it symbolizes that small rod of authority. That is why till this day, even if every tribe will arise, when the tribe of Yahuda arise, you also know that this is actually a tribe of Yahuda. Because they are carrying that charisma, they are carrying that ruach of the prophecy that their father have said. They are carrying that lion's whelp in them. They are carrying that scepter of authority in them. That is why when they speak, you only see through them. Let's press on before it becomes a kind of argument. Verse 11. Sorry, yes, verse 11. Verse 10. The scepter shall not depart from Yehuda, nor a Torah giver from between his feet, until Shiloh comes, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be, unto Yehuda. Unto Yehuda. Don't get it twisted. The priests are not, in those days, they are not the Torah giver. They are the one that work in the office of sending offerings unto Yahuwah in the temple, the tabernacle. But the person that he had given that prophecy of having the scepter in their hand and also becoming a Torah giver is Yahuda. Let's press on. Binding his foal onto the vine, and his ascot onto the choice vine. He washed his garment in wine, and his clothes in the blood of grapes. His eyes shall be red with wine, and his teeth white like milk. We all know that no milk can be as white as a piece of paper. It's only carrying a family of that color of white. His eyes shall be red with wine. Remember that even the book of Revelation chapter 1, it explains what the eyes of Yahushua Mashiach look like. It says his eyes are like flame of fire. Because it's actually from the tribe of Yehuda. His eyes were red. Why do you think if an average black man takes wine, his eyes turn red? Even without being tipsy. It's just that it will look like a bad example. Imagine if I choose to pick up a wine right now to drink it right here on the program. Give this program less than 3-5 minutes, my eye will turn red. People will keep saying, look at him, his eye is actually dull because he's high with wine. No. It's a prophecy. It's part of us. It's one of those criterias, those qualities of the tribe of Yehuda. Not by pride. Let's press on. Verse 13. Zebulun shall dwell in the haven of the sea, and he shall be of a haven of the sea, and his border shall be unto Sidon. Yishaka is a strong ass, couching down between two burdens. And he saw that rest was good, and the land that it was pleasant, and bowed his shoulder to bear, and became a servant unto tribute. Dan shall judge his people as one of the tribes of Yasharel. Dan shall be as a serpent by the way, an adder in the path, that bites the horse heels, so that his rider shall fall backwards. I have waited for your Yeshua. The word Yeshua means salvation, or deliverance, or victory, or health, or saving, or welfare. O Yahuwah, God, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. Out of Asia his bread shall be fat, and he shall yield royal dainties. Naphtali is a hind let loose, and he gives godly words. Joseph is a fruitful bowl, even a fruitful bowl by a well, whose branches run over the wall, and the ashes have sorely grieved him, and shot at him and hated him. But his bow abide in strength, and the arms of his hands we are made strong by the hands of the mighty Elohim of Yahoo of Jacob. From thence is the shepherd, the stone of Yasharel, even by the Elohim of your father, who shall help you, and by El Shaddai, who shall bless you with blessings of heaven above, blessings of the deep that lies under, blessings of the breasts and of the wombs. The blessings of your father have prevailed above the blessings of your progenitors, unto the utmost bond of the everlasting hill. They shall be on the head of Joseph, and on the crown of his head, of the head of him that was separated from his brethren. Benjamin shall raven as a wolf. In the morning he shall devour the prey, and at night he shall divide the spoil. And these are the 12 tribes of Yasharel, and this is that their father spoke unto them, and blessed them, everyone according to his blessings, and he blessed them. And he charged them and said unto them, I am to be gathered unto my people. Bury me with my fathers in the cave. Why do you think he said that you bury him with his fathers in the cave? Because that is where they have actually assigned. Let us press on. In the bury me with my father in the caves that is in the field of Ephron the Kitty, in the cave that it's in the field of Machpelah, which is before Mamre, in the land of Canaan, which Abraham bought with the field of Ephron the Kitty for a possession of a burying place. There's always a burying place. Don't think it's a right thing or it's the best way to save your property is to bury the person actually on that same plot. Why don't you try to get the kind of cemetery, a burying place where the dead are meant to be? Verse 31. There they buried Abraham and Sarah his woman. There they buried Ishak and Rivkah his woman. And there I buried Leah. The purchase of the field and of the cave that is therein was for the children of Sheth. When Yaakov had made an end of commanding his sons, he gathered up his feet into his bed and yielded up his roach, and was gathered unto his people. The last chapter for today, chapter 15. And Joseph fell upon his father's face and wept upon him and kissed him. And Joseph commanded his servant, the physician, to embalm his father. And the physician embalmed Yasharel. 40 days were fulfilled for him. For so are fulfilled the days of those which are embalmed. And the Mizraim mourned for him 70 days. And when the days of his mourning were past, Joseph spoke unto the house of Pharaoh, saying, If now I have found grace in your eyes, speak, I pray you, in the ears of Pharaoh, saying, My father made a swear, saying, Lo, I die in my grave which I have dug for me, the land of Canaan. There shall you bury me. Now therefore let me go up, I pray you, and bury my father, and will come again. And Pharaoh said, Go up and bury your father, according as he made you swear. And Joseph went up and buried his father, and with him went up all the servants of Pharaoh, the elders of his house, and all the elders of the land of Mizraim, and all the house of Joseph, and his brethren, and his father's house. Only their little ones and their flocks and their herds they left in the land of Goshen. And there went up with him both chariot and horsemen, and it was a great company. And they came to the threshing floor, of Atad, and there, which is beyond Jordan, and there they mourned with a great and very sore lamentation. And he made a mourning of his father 7 days. And when the inhabitants of the land, the Canaanites, saw the mourning in the floor of Atad, they said, "This is a grievous mourning to the Mishraim." Wherefore the name of it was called Avel Mishraim, which is beyond the Yarden. And the sons and the sons did unto him according as he commanded them. And the sons carried him into the land of Canaan, and buried him in the cave of the field of Machpelah, which Abraham bought with the field for a possession of a burying place of Ephron the Hittite before Mamre. And Joseph returned into Mizraim, he and his brethren, and all that went up with him to bury his father, after he had buried his father. And when Joseph's brethren saw that their father was dead, they said, "Joseph will perchance hate us, and will certainly requite us all the evil which we did unto him." And they sent a messenger unto Joseph, saying, "Your father did commanded before he died, saying, So ye shall say unto Joseph, Forgive, I pray you now, the transgression of your brethren and their sin, for they did unto you evil. And now we pray you, forgive their transgression of the transgression of the servant of the Elohai of your father." And Joseph wept when they spoke unto him. And his brethren also went up and fell down before his face. And they said, "Behold, we be your servants." And Joseph said unto them, "Fear not, for am I in the place of Elohim? But as for you, ye thought evil against me, but Elohim meant it unto good, to bring to pass, as it is this day, to save much people alive. Now therefore, fear ye not. I will nourish you and your little ones." And he comforted them, and spoke kindly unto them. And Joseph dwelt in Mizraim, he and his father's house. And Joseph lived 110 years. And Joseph saw Ephraim's children of the third generation, the children also of Machir, the son of Manasseh, who were brought up unto Joseph's news. And Joseph said unto his brethren, "I die, and Elohim will surely visit you, and bring you out of the land into the land which he swore to Abraham, to Ishak, and to Jacob." And Joseph took an oath with the children of Yasharel, saying, "Elohim will surely visit you, and you shall carry my bones from hence." And Joseph died, being 110 years old, and they embalmed him, and he was put in a coffin in Mizraim. What do you observe in this chapter? If you read earlier, after the death of their father, these children of Yasharel, is the brothers of Jacob, they plot up like to say that we will tell Joseph, because they knew that as their father is dead, Joseph might try to now pay them for the evil they've done to him. So they chose to compose a lie to say that their father said that before he died, that he should forgive them of their sins which they did unto him. But still yet Joseph still said, "No matter what you have done to me, you never did me any evil. But it was actually done by Yahuwah unto the good that happened today. They did evil to him in their sight, but Yahuwah meant it for good." So with that being said, it's going to be a wrap up for today's episode of the program. See you tomorrow, Yah's will, as we continue from where we stop, which we are going to the next book, which is the book of Exodus, which we know as the book of Shemoth. I remain your humble host, Daniel Fesala Yasharala, right here on the program Daily Tonic in the Words on GC Creative TV. And with this, I say shalom and bye for now.